Well, I'm back again. I left just after 12 and low water was at 1. I got here at about 1:30ish, 1:45, and I was going to go fish a yellow cross and fish the tide coming up, and then I know for a fact that I wouldn't get in bay 28 or any other bays probably, and I was then going to shoot over to East Halton and fish that because I'm really looking forward to fishing Halton again. But I come down there, bay 28 is full, he's parked his car in it and he's fishing down below. Good luck to him. And went to the yellow cross, and there was people at the yellow cross, so I figured I can't be asked to film whilst other people are there watching me, so ain't ready for that yet. So I've come here and I'm in bay 27. Tide is, well, you can see where the tide is. And you can see all the rocks down on the corner and to bay 28. They're not a problem as long as the water's in. And I come to bay 27, I've got a paper here, a fork, fishing line, Coke can. Lazy gits, aren't they? You think they'd take it home with them, wouldn't you? Take the stuff home, wouldn't you? So anyhow, I got my rod out. And you can see where tide is. It's bring your gear in over the mud and flick it over them rocks. So what I need to do to fish yellow cross, because to set all your gear up and then move and go somewhere else, you lose a lot of time. Now I would have fished the yellow cross, because in the yellow cross you're straight in the water now. There's no mud between you. But I'm gonna, as long as we can carry on fishing, I'm gonna do that another day. So I'll come before it gets to low, so I fish the tide going down, fish over low and fish up. But I'll do that on a neap tide so that I'm always fishing in the water. That'll be a bit easy. The difference between today and last week's video is there's no wind, so I had to come today. I was going to come yesterday as well, so that's why I'm here. It's locked down. I'm pretty certain that you are permitted to fish, so I'm going to keep fishing. I've checked on Angler and Trust, they say you can fish. My tackle shop said yes, you can fish, because she said that if they stop you fishing, then there's no point the shops being open for click and collect, and they'll have to shut. So we're going to go down over there now. I've chucked that rod out down there, as you can see. I've chucked that out and I've got a 1 up 1 down flapper on. I've got black lug on it and tipped off with a bit of squid. I didn't catch anything in the last video. 3 bays down, I stopped on the way home and had a chat with a chap there, and he'd caught some dabs and whiting, and I was totally miffed off, and he was laughing at me because I hadn't caught nothing. I had small hooks out and a pulley dropper for the bigger fish, so I was covering all situations, but I had no luck. So I've got small hooks out here again today. Let's get this blank finished, and let's then try it for a codling. The chap down there in that bay, in bay 26, the bay I was in, he's fishing overnight. He's obviously going to sleep there. He's got like a kitchen unit with his cooker and everything on for him to have some scram. So he's sorted for the night, bless him. Told him about the fish coming out of there, and he was right chuffed. So let's hope we have a good session, because he's going to catch at least 2, maybe 3 tides. So anyhow, let's get over here. Ooh. This is a bit daunting, isn't it? New camera. Ooh. Right, that's me over. Put my fleece on here because it's not cold, and I've got thermals on because it was bloody cold in the last video. Freeze me nuts off. So here, walk down there. Can walk along these rocks. Just make sure they aren't slippery. Don't do what I do. The bait I've brought today is oil black lug, frozen black lug, squid, big squid, and I brought some that Indian squid, which is only tiny. I brought some prawns, give it a go. I've got some peeler crab as well. So I'm not using the peeler crab yet. Let's see what's out there. Use the peeler crab over the tide, over the high. Yeah, but what a glorious day. It's November the 4th. High tide's about 7:50, 10 to 8 tonight. Actually quite looking forward to this fishing trip. I mean, the last week was a bit of a downer for me. 2 days feel totally different, but all my troubles and woes, they'll all be sorted out, and once that's sorted out, everything will be fine. But I figured this week I'd take some time off. I've been quite busy in my own job, working on houses, and I've come to an end of jobs. I've got jobs on, but I just figured I'd take 2 or 3 days off and do a bit of fishing, especially when I saw that there was this golden opportunity of very little wind and quite warm. Yeah, so you have to make the most of it, don't you? If you can take time off during the week. It's still busy down here on this river, but I mean, I've got to bay 27. I am exceptionally early, to say the least, but you've got to be here, haven't you? You've got to have a chance. Like I said before, there was some codling caught out of this river. Well, it'll be a week ago now. Let's hope they're still round and about, otherwise it'll be another blank. But there's got to be some whiting in here somewhere, ain't there? There's got to be some whiting dabs. That chap the other night, he was catching them and I blanked. You suddenly think, don't you? You think, I've cracked this fishing. I'm catching, I'm making inroads into it, and I'm learning, and I'm changing this and changing that. And you're not changing here, there and everywhere. You're just changing because you're learning new stuff. But then you have a session like I had last week where I was battling the wind, but then so was everybody else, and I blanked, didn't catch a thing. It's soul destroying at times, and you think to yourself, I haven't actually learned anything new. And the fish that I've caught are just, well, I think that all the fish you catch are there. You catch them because they're in front of you, you know. Yes, you go on the right day, warm weather for certain species and cold weather for other species, so you're there at the right time, but it's whether they're in front of you. If they're not in front of you, you don't catch them. I'm looking forward to this session. I went down to my bait shop yesterday and said to him, you got plenty of black lug in, haven't you? Because they normally have 10 or 20 wraps in, and I was going to buy another 10 wraps, and they can't get it. There is they just can't get the bait. So either people are panic buying bait like they were panic buying toilet rolls, or people aren't pumping them now. But I would have thought you'd be pumping black lug now. But I've got plenty of black lug in my freezer. I think I've got 40 wraps, and with this lockdown well, we can still go fishing as far as I'm aware. So if that changes, obviously I won't be going fishing. I won't use any bait, will I? Got plenty of squid, and I've got some prawns as well today. I'm gonna give prawns a go and see if I can catch anything off any prawns. Probably out of season bait, but again, if there's a fish out there and it's hungry and there's a succulent prawn there, it's gonna eat it, isn't it? Right, well, these Shakespeare agility rods are ever so good for the money. They're only like 70, 72 pounds, 75 pound. That's the Shakespeare agility 4 to 8 ounce surf. I think they do another one that they call a continental, but the surf rod, the 4 to 8 ounce surf, has got very big tip eyes. I've said it many times before, but for new people on there, the tip eye is very large, and it enables you at the river to reel like crazy with your reel to get your gear up in the water. And if there's any weed about that isn't excessive, then it enables, the tip eye on the rod enables you to retrieve your line in without it jamming up in the tip eye. You know, where you see people and they have to walk to the end of the rod pulling all the weed out before they can start reeling in. Well, that's all right on the beach, but at the river, you've seen these rocks just down at the front here. If you ain't got a large tip eye and your rod blocks up, all your gear drops to the bottom, and then once you've cleared it and you start reeling in, you can't get enough speed to get your gear up, and you pull it straight into the rocks and it snaps off. Yes, you do get weed round your reel at the bottom, but you can generally pull that off as much as you can to enable you to cast out from off your reel. And if it's really bad, then you can just pull some line off and then pull it off. And I'd rather do that because then it enables me not to lose any gear. But the problem with these Shakespeare agility rods is they're a little bit soft. They're so floppy, in my opinion, that when you get a bite on them, they're tricky for me to see a bite on them because the whole rod's flopping about. When you got a slightly stiffer rod with a fiberglass tip or a slim tip or something that's bite sensitive, you know, it's just the tip that's just going like this, and you can actually see it a lot clearer. So perfect rod for the river, but I sometimes struggle with it seeing a bite. But my hooks are always sharp, so if there's something out there and it bites the bait and the hooks itself, which normally fish do, then I'll have a fish on it anyhow. So, and anyhow, you've seen how fast I run. If that rod started banging away now, it would take me 5 minutes to get up, loosen my hip off, and then get to the rod. So, cracking rod, good price. I would say it'd be a good rod for starting out. You know, if you want to take up fishing, then instead of buying a rod for 20 quid, don't bother, go buy one of them for 70 quid. Or better still, go to Pongdistra and buy some of their K2 Extreme rods. That's Shakespeare K2 Extreme. They're only £92 and you got fantastic bite detection, but the tip eye is smaller. That's the only problem, but good for the beach. You get 4 pieces in that rod. It's a 3-piece rod, but you get an extra tip. You've got a tip which is carbon, which Sea Angler reviewed that rod and they took it and used it for catching skate in Scotland, and that rod was good enough to do that and strong enough. You also get the spare top section, and that's all glass fibre tip, very sensitive. I used those glass tips in my video at the Humber Bridge, and you can go back to that video and watch me use those glass tips there. I also use them in one of the videos at Sutton-on-Sea as well. But I've got many rods. I always use these rods for the river. I've got another 12-foot leader rod, which is an old rod. That's carbon, and that's got huge eyes on it as well, but I've got to replace the eyes on it because the top one's damaged, the bottom one's damaged, so I'm just going to rebuild the rod. But it's getting hard work finding good eyes which are a good size, and I keep phoning Veals up and they just don't answer, so I have to sort something out. And then I've got a couple of glass fibre rods as well. When I take a couple of my mates with me, they can use, well, one of the lads, he can use that to start, and that'd be Graham. But I've got to rebuild that rod, and once a bit's sorted out in my life, I'll be able to organise and go fishing with Graham. He's golfing now at the minute. I've been chatting to some chap down there. Forgot to ask him his name, as you do. He's down in Bay 26, and been chatting for quite a while. So yeah, tide's nearly in now. It'll soon be hitting the rocks. I've just tried to go live. I don't know if I did go live or whether I just did a film, but I tried. I need to ask Tom how to do it. Yeah, didn't go live. Oh, tide's coming in. It's like a tag team, eh? You get just take Bay 28. You'll sometimes get people that will actually come here, park up, and sit there and read the newspaper until the mates turn up, probably about 2 or 3 hours later. And then he'll then sod off, and they'll then fish in Bay 28, or could be any bay along here, but it always seems to be that one. And that chap that was fishing in Bay 28 now, he's just had a friend turn up, so I expect he came here early to make sure he could get that bay. I ain't got any friends like that. Oh dear. Now, water's nearly into the rocks now, so cast that rod out, but there was no way I could return the fish, so I just left the bait out. Nothing at all bit the hooks. I didn't have any knocks, but obviously there's some crabs out there, because when my hooks come back there was only a tiny bit of bait left, so it's just the way it is, isn't it? There's a few crabs out there, but now the water's coming in, I'll be able to check my bait a lot quicker now. And if I do catch a fish now, with a good lob, I'll be able to get the fish back. then can I ring you back when I've like an old bloody man, aren't I? Well, some of the bait flew off that. Still using the one up, one down flapper. Just spoke to some chaps who come past and chatted to me, and forgot to ask the names. I'm ever so sorry. Ever so nice chaps, as most people are. Right, so we've got black lug and squid. There's still bait on them hooks that I brought in. So I've added to the lugworm. I don't think much to the oiled black lug. It seems to be a lot of sand in the worms, but I'm sure they'll be alright. I think when I eventually buy some ragworm, I think I'm going to salt them, what's left of her. And so I've got some salted ragworm. And see what that does, because then I ain't going to waste too much bait, am I? So I'll keep an eye on that, and we'll hopefully get something on it. The tide's coming in. I've got probably another 1.5 meters before it's at the top here, and then it'll start coming in. Obviously, well, it's coming in anyhow, but it's got to go up first before it can come in. Absolutely cracking night, no wind. It's a beautiful sunset over there, but obviously I'm this side and you can't see it. Well, 2 bits of prawn on now. Tried the black lug and squid, and had nothing on that for a 3 casts. 4 casts, so 2 bits of prawn on now. Do you know, I've just done a live on here. I've done 2 lives and they didn't go public. So I was obviously walking around filming like a bloody donut and talking, and there was nobody came on. But there, it's all learning curve, isn't it? And then Tom's told me to go public. So I pressed the public button. But then when I stop it, there's a cross in the corner. And I pressed the thing in the corner and it just went off. So I now have got a live that I've been talking to people and now it's gone. So I apologise. I would like to have got home and watched that. I ain't got the lurgy. So why comments there but not on my videos? Shall share that. Please let me find it before it all goes and loses everything. Still recording. They're all coming for the cod now. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh. Come on, my boy. Fucking hell! Bloody hell! Look at that! Jesus wet! Please, look at that! Can you see that? Oh, check it's recording. Look at that. Can you see that? Look. What an absolute stunner. Quick measure. To that. Look at that. Ooh, baby, baby. Bloody hell. Silly bugger. First codling of the year. First drop codling as well, I'm sorry about that. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, she's going back. Right, got fish guts on me. Look at this. Look at that booty. My first cod. Go on, girl. Hey, codling number 1. And what did I catch that on, Mally? I'll tell you what I caught it on. Caught it on 2 little prawns that I cut up on size 1/0 or 2/0 hooks. That's all. Only small hooks. Bloody hell. First codling. That put a bend in the rod. That's absolutely awesome, that. I can't believe it. Well, I'm out of breath. First codling of the year, and what a stonker that was. I don't know how much that would have weighed. I've measured it on my rod as I always do, and I shall measure it in a minute. I'll tell you when I go up top, I'll measure it. But that must have been 2.5, 3 pound codling. It looked half the size of what I saw was caught by a chap that's friends on Facebook with me called Mark. He caught 2 glorious codling, 6.5 pound. That looked half the size. Most people would have took that fish on, but I wanted it to carry on growing and get bigger. And hopefully if another fisherman catches that codling, then hopefully they'll return it as well, so it can get bigger, because that's what we want. We want to catch those big ones, don't we? And I know that that's the wrong way of thinking about it, because the ships just catch whatever, and if they catch too many they dump them because of what Europe says. But I'm chuffed to bits. My first codling of the year. We're in November. It's a glorious night. I'm sweating. I caught that on prawn from Morrison's. You buy them in packs, 3 packs for a tenner. Fantastic bait. Mally put me onto them prawns for smooth hound and fish in summer, and I said I'll give it a try for codling, winter bait, and it obviously works. So I can't believe it. And the camera, I had the camera on as well, and I just walked round to the side and saw the bites, and then I thought, should I get it now or not? But I grabbed it, wound it in, and it had ripped a little bit of its mouth on the hook because it was such a big fish. But he went in, he went into the water, as you saw, hopefully, and then he just swam away. So brilliant, top notch. It's not a blank, and I've caught the fish I've been trying to catch. You never know what's out there, do you? Someone's just commented, and rightly so, said it don't look like proper weather for cod because the water's too calm. But bang, it was there. The right bait. Right, let's hope everything's all right. Right, up the ladder. Onto the wall, onto my steps. Now I shall get another rig set up with another wrap on with prawn and a bit of squid I'm going to try. But that's ready to jump out, to chuck out there in about 10 minutes. Yeah, we're still filming. It's got a little light on at the front that flashes red, so that's brilliant. My other camera never had that. So yeah, I'm gonna chuck that out in 10 minutes, go down and get my other rod, bring that up there. Hopefully I can put it over the side there. Like that. Bring that up and then yeah, chuck that out in 5-10 minutes because the tide will be in enough then for if I get a bite I'll be able to retrieve it. Go down, get the other rod, get the kettle on, pot noodle made. That codling was 60 centimetres long. When I had it in my hand, it was up to my arm there. It was 60 centimetres long. As measured on there, it went up to where it said Shakespeare. Brilliant. I don't really, there'll be a day when I'll think, Christ, I want to weigh this fish, but at the minute I don't want to weigh any fish. I just want to get it, look at it, marvel at it, and then just do a rough measurement on the rod or anything like that where I've got a definite mark where I know where it is if I haven't got my ruler with me, and then that's it. Absolutely brilliant. Last year, I didn't go fishing much in November to Christmas. I think if you go back to my videos, I fished Easington in November, and then I fished Silcroft when we went on holiday, and I think that was about it. And then January, February, yeah, I started fishing, and it was February, and I caught a codling, and March. But this year, November, codling, 60 centimeters long. Oh, I might just pack up and go home now, because I've met my target, haven't I? That if I'll get another one. Little tiny fish, little baby. Yep, he's alright. Oh, got a whiting. Caught a whiting. And I got the hook out. Bless it, little heart. It's gonna have to. Oh, I hadn't turned the bloody light on. I've got plenty of light on. Gonna have to give it a fling out because it's only small. There we go. One little white, and look at that. Doesn't he look great? Right, let's get him back. Whiting's like prawn. Cracking bait, cracking bait. All this rubbish down there, I take them when I pack up and go. I don't feel as though I have to. I don't feel as though I have to tell you and show you me doing it. I think just me doing it is enough, you know. For God's sake. Hooks! about doing the job. Well, that's one large codling. Large for me anyhow. Biggest codling I've ever caught. And one small whiting. Probably the smallest whiting I've ever caught. But she was unhooked, put in the bucket. As soon as I put her in the bucket after taking the hook out, she jumped about and she was gone. And then I picked her out, shoo you it, hold it into the water, and she was gone. Let me just show you the moon. All nice and glowing. Yeah, so got my van running to charge my phone up. It's not cold. I've got a cold. But 2 fish, bay 27, and we're cooking with gas. I've had a pot noodle, literally cooking with gas. And all is good. I didn't know I had that fish on there. I don't think there's a rod in the world, unless you had a freshwater rod, that would tell you that you had that fish on. But next bait to go out is a prawn head. Still got quite a bit of prawn on it as well as the head. If you just put out a prawn's head, it washes out. It don't last 2 seconds. So I've got that, and I've wrapped a bit of lugworm and some squid either side. So it's a prawn sandwich. Oh, it's all happening there, isn't it? Oh, I've got a fish on there. I've got a fish on there. That's a good one. That's a good white in that. What a beautiful fish. Look at that. Second whiting. That's a good sized whiting that as well. Let's quickly measure it. Get out, you bugger. 36 centimetres. 36 centimetres. Did you see that, eh? Used to play cricket at school. Look at that. Right, let's get him back. I thought he had a knock on that rod. I thought he had a knock on that rod when I had a knock on the left, on the right hand one. He obviously decided to have a bit of a breather, didn't he? And then thought he'd have another crack at it. Right. Well, that was a good size whiting, wasn't it? 36 centimetres, I think I said. Oh, it tangled the rig up. I think I've seen on YouTube where the people have said that whiting tangle the rigs up. Well, I should have had 2 fish on then. That rod that I brought in first should have had another fish on. Bloody clever fish. There's a bit of excitement there. I need to make up another rig, and that light's in there. That battery needs a new battery in there, and yeah, get some light on me. I'm a star. I'm a fishing star. Free fish, bay 27. I'm on fire. I'll be back in a bit once I cool down. Yes, snagged it. I knew it was. It's coming. Come. We're up. I've got a fish on it. I've got a bloody rockling. Look at that! It's a rockling! Oh, little boy! Got a rockling! I've caught a rockling. I can't believe it. How long have I been going on about catching a rockling? Put them in the bucket to recover. Side bait up. I thought it was snagged. That line was snagged, and I thought, Jesus Christ, and then it just came free, reeled, pumped to get it up. Comes scurrying along the top of the water, and I thought, I think I've got a fish on it. And then I've got a rockling. That's the 4th fish. That's 4 fish. I've never had so many fish out of this river. Right, let's have a look. He is "29 centimetres. Let me show you him. There you go. One rockling. Bloody lovely and smooth. Oh dear. Them lines are close together. I casted it out to the straight out because last cast I cast that way to the right because the tide's coming in, and the weight went over to the rocks and I was a bit concerned about it getting snagged. When I hooked that cod and was pulling that cod in, the bend on the rod was unbelievable and I could really feel some weight on there, and then it started dancing about, fighting, and as I got it in close you could then see it at the top of the water darting about, and I could feel the line going this way and that way, and I didn't know cod did that. I thought that was a smooth hound thing or a bass thing, but that was a fighter, and he deserved to go back, and he went back. If I want cod to eat cod, I can go to the fish and chip shop, can't I? Keep going fishing, and eventually you reap the reward of it. You do. Put the effort in. I don't think they mean put the effort in because you get better and you catch fish. Obviously I've got better because I wouldn't have used prawn and stuff like that before. but putting the effort in means you're always there fishing, and at some point those fish are going to be out there, aren't they? And that's what putting the effort in is for me. I'm getting worn out. I've never had so many fish. Well, I have. I've caught more fish. I've caught 5, I think. It's non-stop though, isn't it? Yeah, you're on the go all the time. Ah. Right. So what's the fish? Oh, the glasses are on. That's another thing. I wonder if that lens is clean. Right. So on there, I've marked all my fish sizes on there. Look. So I've caught a cod today, and a cod has got to be 36 centimetres to take them. Well, I bet you there's people take them cod smaller than that. I wouldn't take a cod at 36 centimetres. That ain't big enough. I've caught a whiting today. I reckon I've caught one whiting that was probably about 11 centimetres long, and I caught another one that was it 20? Well, I can't remember what it was now. Well, I'll look back on the thing, but the size for a whiting, you're all shouting at me now, it's 28 centimetres on there. Whiting and flounder, 28 centimetres. And then I've caught a rockling, and you can take a rockling home that's 19 centimetres. Look. Well, mine was, I think it was 29 centimetres, that one. Can't remember what the whiting was though, but I'll look back on the video. Sure, someone will tell me in the comments, but I'll look at it when Tom edits it. But that cod that I caught, I don't think was big enough to take them, in my opinion. That's the difference in size I'd if I was in charge of fisheries. Then eventually, and I'd do it for the boats as well, there'd be a slight lack of fish in the fish shops if I was in charge, because I'd put all the sizes up. But then you'd come in a couple of years, you'd be coming down there and you'd be pulling out cod regular to 50, 60 centimetre, wouldn't you? Whereas now you're pulling them out tiny ones. They need to do something about the size, but both them lines are a little bit close together for my liking, but I think they're holding bottom, because the River Humber is very still tonight. I'll just pan you around. Look at that, silky smooth. And there's the moon. Now the moon's way up in the sky, but on this it looks like it's just about there. That's the moon. Well, I'll be back in a bit when them rods start nodding. Come on. Well, I didn't see that on there. Right, I shall just unhook this. I've just got a little dab in the bucket that I'm afraid to say fell on the floor because the weight fell off. So I'm now going to unhook the little dab, and then I'll switch it back on and put it back. One pretty little dab, all unhooked. Let's get him back. He's gone. So I unhooked him and put him in the bucket to recover. You can see his gills moving, and he's gone back. That's now quick recce. We've had a cod, 2 whiting, a rockling, and a dab. 5 fish. cold. I might have something on there. No! No, I ain't got anything on there. Thought I had. Well, what's the time? Time is 20:43. 20:43. So, you get another glove on. That's make my hand cold. So it's not such a high tide tonight. It's only 6 point. I think it's 6.9. So I'm not going to get to fish. I'm not going to get to fish right late because obviously I'll start getting snagged up, and I don't want to get any snags. The tide is ripping out now because these weights aren't holding bottom. Just chatting to that chap there. I says to him, "Oh, do you watch it?" He said, "You're right, Vern." So he knew who I was. I said, "Oh, you watch the videos then?" And he just said, "Yeah," and he started laughing. I says, "What do you think of that, doll?" He says, "I'm giving you a run commentary here, aren't I?" You probably heard it anyhow. I think he said something like that. Just makes it gives me an idea where not to go. But if I can produce that service, this is where not to fish, then I'll help you out, you know. But after you see this video, everybody's going to want to be at bay 27, aren't they? Just trying to work out which rod I got to bring in first, because they've gone like this again. Brilliant session I've had, absolutely cracking session. Bait was still on that hook, still had the lugworm on it. A lot of people here, as soon as it hits high tide, they're packing up and driving past. I think a lot of people just come out. A lot of people just come out just to catch codling, you know, the main fish. Whereas I like to catch all fish, you know. When you say to people you caught rockling, they're like, yeah. If you've never caught a rockling before, you know, that's something exciting to me. Quite chuffed that I've caught a bloody whiting. Right. Well, I'll be back in a bit. Well, that chap that I was just talking to just giving me some good advice, but I can't do it tonight because he's saying carry on fishing 2 hours down, but I can't because I've got work in the morning. I'm cold. I think the crabs have come on, because that ain't been out too long, and the baits are all gone, stripped. So I'm glad I pulled that in when I did, because I'd have been here with no bait in the water. Oh, I've had all that on and had my bloody lights on. Well, a bit bright now. That's the end. I should really, after the advice I've been given as well, carry on fishing and just keep yanking it out of the weed as I get caught in it. And then it's hard work with this tripod. And then go over the side and carry on fishing for 2 or 2.5 hours down. But I've got work in the morning. I want to get them. I want to have a couple of beers. I've got comments to answer, and just sit down and have a bit of a relax before I go to bed and have to get up in the morning at 6 o'clock. So yeah, should carry on fishing, but it's getting a bit nippy now. I could put another coat on and I'll be alright, but I've decided to go on. I've had a great session. I've caught 5 fish, codling, 2 whiting, rockling and a dab. Thank you if you got this far, and I'm now going to say it. I'm not going to say as much, but please subscribe if you enjoy these videos, ring the bell and give us a comment and share. I expect by the time those few that get this far and hear that, ain't going to be a lot of good, is it? Should say at the beginning, shouldn't I? But there. Thanks for watching if you have got this far, and putting up with my dulcet tones. It's much appreciated. I'm now at 1,910 or 12 subscribers. Seem to have a little bit of a spurt the last couple of days. It goes quiet and then it speeds up and then it goes quiet, and it's been quiet for a long time, but I've had a couple of spurts where I've got more than 20. It's been good. So hang on. All right, mate.
Oh, well, this joke.
You had what?
Got a coffee this morning.
Yeah.
Decent one, man. I'll let it go back.
Yeah. And when you left, I had a good old fight. I was running around like headless chicken. Pulled it in. Rod was bent on the double, and I had a codling to 60 centimetres. And it was a cracker. And I then dropped it and it slid down the bloody slope. But I then returned it, and because I ain't going to keep it, I returned it and then off it swam. But it gave me a good old fight. I didn't think I'd fall like that. And I had a couple of white, and I've caught a rockling as well. Yeah? Yeah, I've had a small.
Get a look at that line.
Yeah? Well, that's me done. Gear's packed up. Just got to put this rod away. I've done all what I need to say. I've just had a chat with them chaps, lovely blokes from Barnsley. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later. ooh, ooh, ooh. Baby, baby.